Hi, and welcome to PDRsecrets.com. I appreciate you coming to this video series. The first thing I want to tell you about learning paintless dent repair is that you always want to start on cars that don't matter. For example, you want to start on junk panels like a hood you might get from a junkyard or a body shop, and a door. You can practice on a door as well. You don't want to practice on what I call live cars, or cars that are driven by people, or even your own car, because you're not going to be good enough at first to really have that kind of dent repair running around, and you don't want to really see that on your friend's car or your own car when you first start practicing and learning. So let's go over how to make a hood stand. Okay, this of course is the hood stand, and you notice it's just simple 2x4 construction, and that basically what you have is a box on each end with 3 stringer 2x4s tied to the middle. Also, you notice that the corners are gusseted with these metal fabric or metal straps. If you want to do that, that's fine. This one happens to be mounted on wheels, and of course you can do that. It's optional. If you want to do that, you don't have to. But very simple, very useful tool. Okay, now these are all your 2x4s right here, and what you want to do is, this is just the edge of them. This is the 1.5 inch edge right here. And so what you want to do is just build a box, and you'll actually make 2 of these. And so basically, if you can imagine just building a box like this. Okay, and you've got your basic frame here. Now this piece here is 39 inches. This one down here is 36 inches. And you can make these here as long as you want, as tall as you want, because this is going to be your height. The one I'm using is 36, so when you stack that with this 1.5 here, it winds up being about 37.5. But you can determine how tall you want it to be, and if you want to put wheels on it, you'll want to account for that as well. But just keep in mind that you're looking at it from the side, and so basically when you put all these together, you're going to drive your screws in this way and down this way into the edges of this board, and that's going to make a nice sturdy frame. So you'll drive your screws here. Okay, now that you've built your frame, you're going to put some 2x4s here, and I guess this is kind of again the side view and the edge view here. So why don't we build another one of these frames like I mentioned, and then we'll put them together. Okay, now that you've built your other frame, you can just position it where you want it to be by moving it like this. Now remember, the orange represents those are actually 2x4s, right? But of course I'm not very good with showing perspective, but I will try. Basically, if you can imagine these 2x4s tied together like this and like that, so that's what holds it together. Now the nice thing about having just 3 2x4s to hold it together, and these run along here, is that there's really only 12 screws that would take this apart, and you'd have a travel-worthy hood stand. So if you can imagine, there's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. So those 12 screws would take this apart. Now that is your completed hood stand. There's one more thing that you might want to try, and some guys like to have, they don't like to work on this flat surface. I like it, but if you want to flip it around, you can, and you can actually make this part right here the hood surface, where the hood would rest here, and then you've got this room here to work with your open area of the hood. Right now, the way I put this 2x4 down low, and then I work in this area right here. But one more thing, if you want, again, you can put the wheels on it, and that way it's easy to move around. So that is your hood stand, and thanks for watching.